In early 2015, I was asked to lead the first ever SUP expedition through the Botswana unspoiled Okavango Delta. The idea was to explore a little-known former hunting concession area known as NG32 by stand-up paddleboard, and this place is wild. If anyone knows these waterways, it's the local Makoro guides. We would rely on them to keep our small group of intrepid travelers safe amongst the big five. We were a mixed group including 2 adventure guides, a lawyer, a car salesman, a school teacher, a travel agent, a photographer, and myself as the SUP adventure expert leading the team. 2 of our team had only SUP'd a couple times before, and 1 had never even attempted it. We were the stand-up paddleboard pioneers of this region. Arriving in Maun, the main airport of Botswana, we were met by our guide Andrew, one of the region's most knowledgeable trackers, so we knew we were in capable hands. We set out in his 4x4 through the delta and immediately spotted most of the big five before we even got to base camp. We had our first close encounter with a large male elephant as we were loading our gear onto our Makoros. Our base camp was rustic and simple, but the dome tents provided everything we needed. Just after sunrise, we pumped up our inflatable SUPs, loaded up all our gear, and headed out into the wilderness, flanked by the local guides in the Makoros for extra safety and support. We paddled down narrow corridors of heavily reeded and tall channels, teeming with animals. The meandering tributaries were constantly changing around us, and there was something new to be seen around every corner and bend. We stopped for short chill and swim breaks in the shallows, and took long lunch breaks during the sweltering midday heat. Each afternoon we set up camp at new campsites which had never been inhabited before. We spent our evenings around the campfire, immersed in the beauty and amazing tranquility that surrounded us. We often woke to the sound of night prowlers busy in the darkness surrounding our tents. But even with our disturbed sleep, there was a sense of calm and contentment that you won't find anywhere else on this planet. It has to do with being truly connected and in touch with nature at its very raw and primal level. We paddled between 10 and 20 kilometers with our guides during the day, often shrouded by high reeds, so we were as surprised as some of the hippos when we disturbed their afternoon grazing. One evening we set out on foot to explore the deep undergrowth, and within the first hour we had been treated to close encounters with giraffe, buffalo, zebra, warthogs, monkeys, and various antelope, before heading back to base camp and another amazingly fiery sunset and an evening of campfire stories of the day's adventure highlights. As the trip drew to a close, we were all very aware that we had been privileged to share a truly unique experience. We'd explored an uncharted area of the delta that had never been seen by stand-up paddleboard before. It's extremely difficult to put into words how an adventure like this can change your life, your attitude, and your world. Connecting with nature in its rawest and most primal state is a truly humbling experience. It certainly changes your expectation of what's really possible. If a group of regular people could take a leap of faith, have the courage to step out of their comfort zone and create their own adventure, couldn't you do this too? Remove the words can't and impossible from your life and your world. Just by making this one adjustment, it will change everything around you. Inject a little adventure in your life. All you got to do is take that step, that one leap of faith, and just make it happen. You'll never know unless you try.